Welcome to my personal journey into the homage or existing model copy of wristwatches. As mentioned in a prior introductory video of a few gifts, mainland China is doing what they do a lot of times and copying existing models, and at a price point that is somewhat lower than what the originals would be. And in some cases the quality can be extremely poor, and in some cases the quality seems to be relatively good or well made. I don't have a lot of experience with high-end watches personally. I typically buy what I can afford and have done so most of my life, and I've usually steered away from what I would perceive as a copy, an homage, and of course counterfeit products are extremely toxic and negative, and no place for those. Although I'm sure that there is some level of trickery and deceit that can occur depending on the area and the environment and circumstances. So with that said, when it comes to some of these homage or copy wristwatches or time devices, there are a few companies that are coming into play and have been coming into play for a while. They are new to me though. One of them is a company called THORN, THORN, and this is a recently received wristwatch that is coming again from mainland China. This was ordered from, I believe it's called the THORN store. It's typically an AliExpress hosted business or site, and don't want to get into the politics of all of that at the moment, but the case arrived. It's a solid plastic case, relatively well made, and we will notice a certain level of consistency of some of the case products. They seem to be coming out of the same factory and location. This case has a little locking device. It has holes here to perhaps put a padlock on it, and again, it's not the highest quality case. It's no Pelican, it's no other high-end locking case, but it does seem to have something of an airtight seal. And enough about the case. This watch is just now being unpacked. This is the first that it's been opened after it arrived. The cost on this was approximately $100 USD, and there's a block piece for holding the strap in place. We will unwrap this. There is some packing material wrapped around the case of the watch. In addition to the packing material, there is also a clear plastic or cellophane wrap around the case. So it's definitely packaged in such a way as to provide protection, multiple layers of protection. The cellophane is a little stubborn. And that may have been multiple wraps, or it may have been shrink wrapped. I think it is a shrink wrap plastic. So with this said, this is the THORN. It's a copy of the original Blancpain, I believe is how it's pronounced, 50 Fathoms. The case itself is stainless steel. The band is a NATO style nylon that we're all pretty much very familiar with. The case back is interesting in that it has the THORN logo, possibly laser etched on the rear. And actually it's kind of elegant looking, the THORN logo that is. There is a engraved, "Where there is a will, there is a way," appears to have a serial number, possibly a model number on the back here. Again, this was approximately $100 USD, and the face of the watch is quite nice. I don't have much more to say about it other than I believe that this is approximately 40 millimeter in diameter on the case. Again, it is a copy of or an homage of the 50 Fathoms Blancpain. The movement is in Japanese, allegedly or reportedly, in Japanese NH35 automatic movement. It has a unidirectional bezel. The bezel is ceramic, and again, this is based upon the sales material from THORN. And this is a 120 click unidirectional bezel. The ceramic bezel looks quite nice. It matches the face quite well. The somewhat yellowish color numbers and markers really match this the black face and the black bezel quite well. The crystal is reportedly a canine mineral crystal, and it is reportedly will handle 200 meters of depth. The weight is not bad whatsoever. It's a smaller diameter watch, and for my personal taste, I would enjoy it quite well. It does have luminous markers, and I'm going to go ahead and cut away very quickly, and let's see if we can check this luminescence. Would have been nice if we could have had a little bit of interlude music. I'm going to cut a light, or perhaps at least lower it a bit, and let's lume this up with just white light. I'm going to go ahead and illuminate it a bit more with UV, and it's obviously with the UV light, it's quite bright. But the markers, not only on the face and the hands, including the second hand, have luminous material, but also the markers and the numbers on the bezel. So let's pull that away just a bit. Of course, we still have some ambient light, but you can see that that really does kind of hold its own quite a bit. Let's lume this up some more. Cut another light. And as you can see, I don't know how long, well, again, this just came out of the box, so we're just not sure how long the lume will glow. That'll be for another day. The material on this watch again is stainless steel. The crown should be a screw down crown, and it is. And on these, and this crown is quite tight. The stem of the crown going into the body of the watch or into the case is a bit more sturdy than one of the other watches that we looked at, one of the San Martins. And there is almost no, well, there is a bit of play there, just a bit. But there is that double stacking on the crown where it pops out and pops out one more time for the hands, one click in, and I'm going to imagine that that would be the setting for a date window if this were to have a date window. So I think that there's the the movements of the watches are built to incorporate either a dateless window like this model has, or if you were to utilize a movement with an actual date window. So with all of that said, again, about $100, which included the shipping, and not a very bad looking watch whatsoever. For the money, wouldn't shed any tears if I were to lose this, or if it were to get broken in an incident and need to be discarded because of the level of cost. So this will go into the rotation on utilization and wear. One last note on this THORN copy of a Blaupon 50 Fathoms. Went ahead and lowered some more light. We'll illuminate it one more time with some UV. Turn the UV off, and just get a bit better idea as to how well this lume holds up. Let's see if we can douse that even more. And now, it looks much darker than it is in person, but as you can see, the lume is about similar to what it is to the eye on camera. The camera is depicting pretty much what you would see in person by the naked eye. Of course, the background darkness appears quite a bit more dark than it is here to the human eye. But again, gives you a bit of an idea of how that lume pops, and it certainly does pop in this low light. So there we have it.